Stiex timing għanna.
Flimkien minni.
Alright, direttur nista' meċċu, mela. Peter Borg, Red Electric, Railway Studios, a very, very, very notable name, everyone knows who you are at this point.
Għale, mux daqsek.
Xtaqna nistidnuk bażikament biex nispjegaw lek il-kunċett dan ir-rasa hawnhekk kif qed tara ħdejja hija li ħadd issimbolizza il-koncept tagħna something in my head. Ħatkun a video series li ħanamlu tul the next couple of months ma' ħafna artisti differenti u ħafna producers u notable people basically li jifmu naqaf l-industrija knowledgeable. Basically, it's going to lead to something special which we're going to be doing in the future as well. Nice. Everything's going to be linked up, and it's great to have you here. Obviously.
Thank you, ħafna tal-istedina.
Pjaċir minn
I haven't been in this room, naħseb since 2018. Ekkon dat nejdu. Għaxħana konna nirħesjaw next door.
Eżatti, next door. Eżatti, next door neighbors u dik ta' kull jum.
It was a good time, Ustra.
It was a very good time. Xaħġa li xtaqt insaqsik jien, obviously, Red Electric is a huge name. It's a name everyone knows at this point, and it's a name also that got me into music. Għad niftakar l-ewwel darba li rajtkom id-doqqu jiena kien Campus Fest l-Università.
2013 xaħġa, jew qabel.
12 jista' jkun 12 f'dak l-inħawi naħseb. U meżatti meta kont rajt dak il-konċert, niftakar kont mort id-dar il-lommi rrit nixxi gitarri, rrit nixxi bass, instrument.
Inti kont dejt bil-bass, u?
Bil-bass kent l-instrument.
Niftakrek kellek bass sewda?
Ekku, Fender.
Niftakrek. And you used to play metal, u?
Mux metal, il-funk kont inħobb jiena, ma obviously to be a funk bassist, m'għandix idea, ma to be a funk bassist.
Maybe Rage Against the Machine, maybe
somewhere. That's true, kienu ġmil ħafna Rage.
Kellek ħafna groove fil-bass. I don't know how I remember this.
U dejjem kien instrument li kien joġobni, ma mbagħad isni meta ltqajt ma' saxophone, tipo it changed. Like I always liked being the solo. I would want it to be the soloist. When you're a bassist, you know, you have to keep the groove.
And why never guitar, Laura?
A guitar, too many strings. You know, as in, but obviously it's a paradox because the saxophone has too many buttons. It never is. I had a guitar, obviously, like half of the island. Everyone had a guitar at some point. But yeah, I never got into
collecting dust, yo.
Exactly, collecting dust at home.
Nee, niftakar, int konti pożok il-videos fil-kamra tiegħek kellek isu studio.
Exactly. Posters my height. But just that, you know, it all started from Red Electric for me. Yeah, I promise to God. It was you, Matthew, Jonas, there was Ivan. It was the whole band, you know, it was...
Insammu Rayfil, miskena xi għalek.
Rayfil ukoll leħa, Rayfil insejt skużani Rayfil. ħajjed li żgur ħajjed li. Sorry. Imma it was a special time for bands ukoll lokalment dak iż-żmien.
It was fun. Kombinazzjoni l-bieraħ mort event nista' nsemmi stabilimenti.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Il-pop fetħu stabiliment ġdid ġo ta' Sliema. U kien hemm dil-band qed idoqqu pop punk, like Good Charlotte, Blink-182, u konna jiena Melchior, like, u daw isom ta' meta kellna 14 aħna. You know what I mean? And it felt like an old rookies gig.
Ekku.
And I thought, like, taf kemm minna ma nkunu event hekk.
But some rookies
live band with people there just enjoying it hekk. It was amazing, man.
I can imagine. You don't hear that music anymore.
Mhux ħabba l-mużika biss, hekk l-ambjent ta' I mean, all right, live bands, imma it wasn't so serious. It was just a fun gig. Type of thing, you know what I mean?
And staying on that topic, inti bħala Peter Borg Red Electric, what's next? As in, meta jiġi għal-band, meta tkun ħriġtu ovvjament hits wara hit, ħriġtu ħafna diski li marru tajab ħafna mal-poplu. You've been doing this for 16 years.
2008, ma nafx kemm jiġu eżatt.
Eżatti, it's a long time. 8 to
15, 16,
12, eżatti, ħaġek jiġu. Eżatti, 17, naħseb jiġu.
17? My lucky number, yeah. It should be my lucky year, man.
Eżatti, jalla ħajkollok il-fortuna kollha fid-dinja. Imma tipo dik il-mistoqsija, intkom, like, what's next? Once you've achieved so much. I mean, look,
kif taf wintom, you guys also had this massive peak with the Eurovision gig. Tipo, tasal f'punt fej, ovvjament, ma tantx ikun hemm iktar x'tagħmel. You know what I mean? I mean, this, you have to be careful, mux biex nistema qed niftaħar, ovvjament. But we did quite a lot of things in Malta, you know what I mean? Allura tibda tgħid what's next? I think ultimately what is always important is that like we enjoy making songs. Because to be honest, what's next, you know? Beer Fest, we've done it like since 2008. And we still enjoy it, ġifieri, don't get me wrong. Like a lot, you know? I think just taking it day by day and year by year, trying to make the best songs possible, trying to always improve live, you know what I mean? And there's no real goal fil-verità, ħanammetti, you know what I mean? just trying to keep it exciting internally.
So everyone's
people,
engaged in the project as well, everyone's content.
That's it. And
after all that time as well, obviously there are transitions. We went through a transition, we changed our singer, we changed our bassist. You did the same.
You guys have a bassist right now?
No, we don't actually. We stayed as a trio.
Who plays live with you?
We have JG, Joseph Greg. Shout out Joseph Greg.
Nice.
And we also have Stefan, who records with us sometimes, the bass. Stefan Schwireb.
Okay,
yeah, fantastic bassist as well. Yes, but we work with different sessions, like that as well. It gives you a bit of a dynamic to the sound as well. You get to change it around a bit.
New blood.
Exactly. But like dealing with those transitions as well, you have to stay relevant. You have to adapt your sound to fit the new singer, the new musician.
It only happened once in our case. We changed Matthew, obviously. Matthew had left the band in 2000 and end of 2017. Obviously, no one really cares anymore. But back then it was a huge deal. And even for us as people,
I remember. I was shocked when it happened.
It was also a huge deal for us as people, and it was probably
I always look at my bandmates as friends first. So when someone leaves, for me it was I lost a friend. Technically, you didn't lose a friend, but in reality, we spent so much time around the project that if the person leaves the project, it's very hard to spend time together.
Yeah,
because you're immersed in it, apart from your own project.
Matthew konna, daqsxejn too much flimkien. Like we used to live together pratikament. Like mil-form 2 pratikament, konna bil-qeda dej klassi.
I'm sure your fans as well, they knew that, as in they see that.
Niftakar darba kien tele-ritrat, għax konna sama wieġi tnej li ħana u presti tnej borċ fil-flanel.
Facial she got
It was amazing. And I remember, how musicians have conversations about music, like you heard the song of this guy and you talk about it. I had my first musical conversations with him. Bil-qeda ħdejja nitkellmu fuq Will Smith, nitkellmu fuq Britney Spears, dak iż-żmien Ira Losko, għax kienet Seventh Wonder. We obviously both had a massive crush on her, Anna.
Diskuċajt id-doq ma' Ira, mbagħad għamilt
il-Eurovision ma' Ira, jena.
Naf, ma ntiftakar. Jiena kont daqgħid żewġ gigs ma' Ira wara li kont waqft inti minn ma' Ira, ġifieri it was. Ma kelli ċans indoq miegħek li f'dik il-waħda Beerfest. Mela Beerfest.
Ija, minna Supertramp. Minna Supertramp.
That was a highlight.
That was a good gig.
Away, a full circle, tipo l-ewwel tara l-band li dejjem tipo. Ma vera, it was always a dream of mine to play with you guys, and I got to achieve it, And I got to play with Ira as well. It's not my intention li nimlik jowek, ma, I know you guys do a very good job and you work very hard, and I also know about ambition, u dik il-punt li mistan nitwalja. I believe that sometimes people don't understand ambition because you're so driven and hardworking and putting all your time and focus into this project that they don't realize why you can't spend this extra afternoon with them. They don't understand why a public holiday has to be spent in the studio because there's hard work to be done. How does that? How do you adapt to that? I'm sure you go through it as well.
Look, I am a bit of a workaholic, but I've also learned by age, it's really important to kind of have a personal life and. My routine, I really like it, ġifieri. Fil-ħodu, I don't like enter the studio at 7 a.m. and leave at 1 a.m. Minix dak it-tip.
Dr. Instagram. Instagram jollu
But ġifieri, you just have a routine and inħoss li f'dawk is-sigħat li nkun qiegħed in work mode. If someone texts me, I try to text back. If I try to be efficient and try to do the best work I can, you know what I mean, and enjoy it. Ambition is obviously a big part. To be honest, ambition is even more important, I feel sometimes, than how talented you are, because you can be really talented, you know what I mean, and there's so much talent, man. Like, and then if you're not hardworking, you're just gonna be.
And did maybe Red Electric reaching this peak for you, which has been sustained for all these years, maybe make you shift your focus of harder work forsi ġol l-studio minn flok kif il-band?
The past 2 years, I feel I have shifted a bit more towards the studio and Astra.
Ovvijament ħafna artisti ma xiex taħdem jiġu għandek żgur ħafna.
I'm enjoying it, I'm really il-studio ilu għaddej ukoll ilu minn 2012, so ilu għaddej. But these past 2 years, I honestly feel like I'm just getting started in a way. So even though really, short nħossni isni istat nibda minn studio, I don't know why. I just feel like I'm enjoying it and the sessions are always working and there's a good vibe, there isn't stress, you know what I mean? So
Get you.
I mean, the past 2 years I mux shifted focus ta.
Yeah, I'm sure it was not like that. Imma the ceiling might be a bit higher for the studio rather than the band at this stage.
It was always my thing when I was young, and niftakarni ngħid tipo, do I really want to be 60 and still be on stage? I don't know.
I ask myself that question sometimes as well.
I mean, yalla.
I hope so.
I hope I am on stage at 60 like the Rolling Stones or you know what I mean? But I always had this backup plan in my head. The studio always feels a bit more like it's something I can do till I retire.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, working with all these new younger artists, artists that maybe don't have the experience that you do, do you take a mentorship role with them as when they're clients, or do you, rather than just listen to what their requests are, you work on something together, and how does the process work?
I mean, lately, the past 2 years, again, I've taken a bit of a mentorship role. It just happens naturally, and we become close. You know, I mean, an artist doesn't come into the studio and straight away you're going for it. It's a slow thing. Eżempju, ħafna drabi li nagħmel, when an artist comes in, ngħidulhom ejja nagħmlu jam, you know, first.
I like that.
And we see how it feels. You know what I mean? I mean, this is not, we're not like a super serious thing. We're making songs. Exactly. It's nothing super serious, all right? And at the end of the day, there has to be a good energy. So ħafna drabi, like, kolli xi ħaġa ġdid ngħidlu ejja nagħmlu jam, like, whatever, you don't even need to pay me, you know what I mean? And then if it feels good, then all right, let's start talking a bit about what we want to do, and I try kemm jista' jkun to work with people not on just a song basis. I try to see through at least an EP.
Okay, so you ideally it's a collection of songs, not just an individual.
You know, I mean, because I feel like I can give, I like to contribute in the whole thing rather than just. I don't
contribute to an experience rather than just a singular.
And the whole I like to be involved in the whole thing, even the photos and.
Fintech. So there is a bit of a creative direction role, maybe, where you give your opinion in terms of the aesthetic.
Not officially in activity, and it's just, you know, talk. It's just making friends, you know. It's the type of thing, you know.
And do the younger artists, with their different influences and the different music that they listen to compared to what we used to listen to and what we currently listen to, do they influence your decision making when it comes to your songwriting for your own personal things?
Ħafna. I mean, that's one of the things which helps me stay kind of in tune with what's happening. I mean, nammetti, nisma mużika, ma minix jitib ħana messija fuq Spotify nisma diski laqqas, you know what I mean?
Get you.
So kind of, these people, they send me mood boards, they send me reference tracks. For me, that's my listening to music.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean? And I'm very grateful for it, as thanks to them, I get to know people, I get to know artists there's so much good music, man, in the world, you know what I mean? Which doesn't necessarily come to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't come to you on your feed or anything, you know?
So the next thing I want to discuss with you is you're obviously a full-time producer, you're also a full-time musician, and you have been for as long as I've known you. So I don't remember when you had a job separate to music in my lifetime. I forgot, as in completely I forgot. In my mind, you always produced and you were
always... Paolo, tal-Abbey Warehouse.
All right, yeah, Paolo, shout out Paolo.
Kien job li talent ħafna minnu, actually.
Yeah, that's imagine.
Kull ma staportet 10 xhur jiġifieri.
That's decent, man.
Ma faħt l-studio.
Fantastic.
Ma Paolo kien tal-ġen.
Fantastic. The question I wanted to raise to you is, obviously, financially, it's not easy. You always have a burden on your head, you know, both to keep your projects with Red Electric alive and to create new things and to create new music. Music videos obviously cost a bomb. We're aware of this, and even your own living situation. You know, you need to create music for people. You need to take care of your people as well, make it sustainable for them. But at the same time, you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
I mean, look, I don't see it any different to being a self-employed person in any industry, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You just figure it out, you know? You figure it out. It's fucking difficult, it's difficult, not really in terms of financial, it's difficult because you need to wear so many hats, you know? You need to be the accountant. Honestly,
that's what I struggle with. Obviously, being an artist, it's not like having your own practice in, I don't know, something, let's say, you're a painter. You know, when you paint the walls, you can also invoice. It doesn't influence your creative spark to do a job. You know, when it comes to production, obviously you need to have your headspace in the right place. So when you have serious things going on, you know, how does that affect your work?
I mean, I honestly feel like I overcame it. Overcame it.
I think you can say that.
Can you say it?
Let's accept it.
Essentially, you try and create a routine. I try to create a routine which allows me to be in a peaceful place to make music with people.
Okay.
You know, I'm aware that people obviously spend money from their pockets to make music, and it's very important to them. Daw id-diski palma ħna Red Electric u pal mintom. Id-diski huma like isom it-tfal tagħna.
You try find ways to make it affordable, but at the same time you want the highest quality product you can achieve.
So I try to be in a peaceful zone while I'm producing, and the routine helps me a lot, you know, waking up early, trying to eat well. I go to the gym, you know.
Okay.
That has changed my life since I turned 30. Jiġifieri in a lot of ways. Le, vera, mistakar meta laq 30. X'darba nirkritrat. Kont jisni Elvis, like dak it-tip.
Kellek il-xejdulu xarek ma dejjem
Apparti kelli daw, I was, you know, kont qed nintelaq meta laq 30 and I wasn't feeling too great.
Okay.
You know, and then
decided to pick it up.
I decided to start working out, and everything helps, you know.
It helps you with the mental clarity then when obviously you exercise and you keep yourself active and all this.
It's not a cliché.
I know, I can imagine it's not. I can imagine
even food, eh?
Oh, I can imagine. But when it comes to the band, obviously your projects are at this point, if they're not of a certain level of quality, it will be a pullback from what they're usually used to, your fan base would be used to. How do you make ends meet with the band? As in, is it just performances which fuel the expenditures, it's sponsorships?
Money-wise,
exactly.
it's pretty much, I mean, we have a lot of gigs,
Ekku. Le, mid-darba.
Just play gigs and
it's just self-funded ġifiri b'dak il-mod, ma daħlux ġifiri funding.
We used to have sponsors before, but not really anymore, fis-sense.
Is there particular reasons? Is it the commitment?
I think naqsu ftit, actually, in general. Like, in like 8 to 10 years ago, we had like 5 ongoing at the same time.
I remember.
Brand endorsements.
I remember.
You know, but I think nowadays people are focusing more.
That seeing you guys with brands sponsoring you and all this, it formed my ideology of what it takes to have...
it was a lot of work, and we used to do a lot of meetings and proposals and meeting them, but I think it was more of a thing back then. I don't think it's that much of a thing anymore.
I think that plays into the argument we were speaking about before. Because bands aren't what they were before.
Not only that, but I think in general, companies are spending more on short promotions on social media, like that €100 thing, rather than a big 1-year deal with a band and you do a million things. You know what I mean? I mean, għaw minn Aiden għaddu kif għandu tal-Epic, eżempju, for example. You know, but those things I feel they're at jonsu ftit.
At jonsu żgur. U apparti minn hekk, I think it's more feasible for a company to sponsor a single artist milli a band of 5 to 6 people, you know what I mean? And then it makes a big difference.
I guess I know what you mean.
U dik nemmen li it plays a part in it as well, because bands, there was a time where people looked at bands as we look at influencers now. You know, previously the rock stars were the bands. Nowadays, and I'm saying this coming from a band myself, it's not the case. You know, we're not influencers by a stretch of the mile. You know, but the influencer trend, I think, has shifted slightly away from.
Infatti, ħafna musisti huma influencers illum ukoll.
Preċiż. What comes first?
What do you mean, what comes first?
If you're an influencer and an artist at the same time, is your artistry first, or is your social media campaign first, so your artistry can get attention through that?
Look, I think it depends on the world you occupy as an artist. Like if you're a band or a singer, whatever, in a bit more of the indie scene, for example, I think it's a bit more about the music there. But in the reality is pop music moves a lot with pop culture, you know. So, I mean, I do sometimes worry that in our case music is a bit of a byproduct, and the product is actually not is more the personality actually.
Exactly, yeah.
I kind of feel that if you fall in love with a personality, mux you can release a bad song it will work.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like fil-verta ilek ta' mux issa but now it's amplified even further inħoss.
From COVID, definitely social media has become the main driver when it comes to any kind of promotion.
It's insane, and if you don't do social media, it's going to be hard to have a breakthrough moment with a song only.
Through the Eurovision, that's what we developed ourselves as well. Our social media game had reached a better level. You know, we tried to use the wave of the Eurovision, try to build something we can continue to benefit from after the Eurovision has passed. But then obviously what happens is you get caught into this thing where humor becomes more important than...
You feel it is,
Sometimes it happens. I believe it happens. I believe there's more attention to the humor side.
Does it bother you?
I can't say it bothers me because I think everything is art, even if I had
comedy
to.
is art,
Exactly. So I don't believe that's something bad, but as long as
Like
the
what are you
attention
gonna-
is funneled into the music at the end of the day. Because that's our artistry, you know. I'm not a comedian. I'm funny. I like to think I'm funny, but it's more about.
Nimmaġinak ta' stand-up comedy, actually.
Ħanajdlek vera.
Into Kirsten Graham, eh?
Nieħdu
That
gost,
would
kieku.
be a night.
Nieħdu gost, but we might go to prison, but nieħdu gost.
Unbat intaħlu għal-Wayne ukoll.
Wayne nistgħu ndaħlu hija, actually.
Għax Wayne u Kirsten
Wayne u
flimkien.
Kirsten, eżatt, u jiena noqgħod
Għadni kif
nitfall
kont magħhom orchestra, and I
Fanna.
just spent the whole night laughing at Wayne and Kirsten, man.
Xi għamlu
Amazing.
biex xulxin, jew?
Just literalment,
Il-back and forth,
I mean,
too.
I feel like Wayne, jekk jara Wayne ħajoffendi.
Ħajoffendi,
I feel like Kirsten's a young Wayne in a way. Like they have, I mean, yeah, Kirsten's a singer and
You
everything.
can't say much younger, għax imbagħad vera ħajju għalih. Le, ma
Ma naqbad ħafna magħhom u they're great, you know.
they're great characters. You know, Kirsten dejjem ngħidlu, man, without him in a room, it's a bit dull, the room. You know, as in, you need people like that around you all the time. They give you energy.
Yeah.
I have another really good one.
Go for it.
I know you did a yearly concert, and it was phenomenal. You know, I don't know if you're still
We did it in November.
exactly all right.
Salesiani.
Okay, and before you used to do Teatru Mwaqqa, and it was
Namilna wieħed hemm.
that was phenomenal. As in,
Kont hemm?
yeah, I didn't come, but I remember people talking about it so much that it was a
That was
sensation.
a nice time for the band, though.
It was
nice
a
time.
sensation at the
Yeah.
time, and I had to play. I remember I had played Beer Fest, and I had to play the concert. You had to invite me to play the concert,
Mela.
but then it was on 2 nights because you extended the next night because of the interest you had. So I couldn't play the
One
second night because I had.
One night għamilna.
And but you pulled it back, Mela. As then I had a
We
gig.
were thinking
on
of
the
doing
one
the
night you
second night, but we did one
Exactly.
night.
And that was I couldn't play that. But anyway, with all the concerts that happen in Malta, like you know that there are free concerts like Summer Days and these things. Obviously, someone can go see Sam Smith for free. Do you think that impacts us as bands trying to raise concerts
I think-
and charge a ticket at the doors?
To be honest, I think there's a bigger problem, and it's not even those free concerts. I think the bigger problem is that people see us too much everywhere, man.
Okay.
You know, I mean, people see us at weddings like once a week. People see us at exiles. People see us at everywhere. Entom ukoll.
Overexposure.
We're too much, sure. But look, it's a choice we made. We said, listen, we're gonna go for it. I mean, on a personal level, I'm deċiżjoni I'm like, I'm either gonna get a job or play weddings. You know, and I said I want to play weddings.
Honestly,
Fuck it, you know what I mean? And I don't really mind them. I enjoy it.
I know there's that perception. Sometimes
But-
artists they tend to weddings, but
No,
I
no.
honestly I love it.
Once I'm there, I'm
Exactly.
playing
Once I'm
guitar,
there.
and once I'm there.
I completely understand you.
Is-sipper of sinar,
I get
no
you.
shower biex imur sound
I
check.
get you. It hurts me. It
Ah,
hurts me.
Kera.
I get you
once I'm
completely.
there, I genuinely love it.
Or the second I see the boys, isn't there over there? Shout out. The second that I see them, like, all right, hey, it's. I forget, like, this isn't work. This is me having fun here, you know. As in, I get to play my instrument. It's a blessing.
Ma going back to like if it impacts like the free events you mentioned, I don't think it's really that. I think it is a bit that, yes, but it's more the fact that we are overexposed. Everyone is overexposed.
Obviously, the size of the island and
the size of the island, kollox, xu.
and people that go to one
Kollox.
wedding probably will see you the wedding a week
And
after.
you
as
you
well,
can't
'cause-
do more than 3 or 4 big concerts per year.
Exactly,
You can't.
without a shadow of a doubt.
You know.
And even
Usually
the
we do
funding.
maybe 2 or 3 big, you know, like proper concerts with our originals and everything. You know what I mean? Ġifiri, it's the reality, and you know we live in Malta u dik ir-realtà and whatever, you know.
Wow.
Għandi mistoqsija għalik.
Faqa.
Għalfejn tittamel podcast mhux dawtni.
Għax bażikament the concept of the podcast is that every different artist has someone that they interview, and it's always different. So, for example, earlier on we had somebody with David, then
All right.
after that we had somebody with John Paul.
Cool.
And I wanted to
Nice,
interview
I'd
you
know about
personally,
that.
because I know you quite well. As in,
Mshek.
we used to hang out a lot, especially before the split from Matthew as well. We used to hang out a lot more. Obviously, again, that happens because the time we invest is always in our projects, and
Yeah.
we tend to get lost in our projects. And
Yeah.
even spending time with other artists is difficult,
Yeah, and
let alone keeping up with family. And that's my next topic. Do you struggle to speak to your family because of commitments we have with our bands, with commitments with artists? Do you struggle to make time for relationships outside of what we do?
I mean, I do have a relationship ta' ġifiri,
Yeah,
ma
it's cool, isn't it? I get you, you know, I struggle a lot with
I
ġifiri.
had in the past ġifiri ruined relationships because of my intensity in my work, you know what I
Tunnel
mean?
vision, what we
Yes,
do.
so yes, I know, but you grow up, you learn, and you know, and what you learn is that relationships, not only with, you know, romantic ones, even friends and family, are the most important thing in your life.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
toħroġ diskot more number 1, whatever. That's like whatever. You know what I mean? It's not really important. So nowadays Sunday, I mean, mux biex nistama good boy, whatever, but Sundays I go eat with my family inside Ilom. Friends, I'm actually have a really great group of friends, Ijiviri, Melchior, Keith, Shibi, and Daniel. I really prioritize that type of thing. And I think it's very important because then you're in a good mood to make better kind of work, you know what I mean? It's pointless being so intensely.
That's your experience talking, I believe, because I'm yet to get to that point, and I really.
You're a workaholic, inti?
I'm really workaholic. I try to fit in everything I want to do all the time, but it leaves me with no time for commitments, which are family and friends. My friends are my band, as in that's my group of friends. Other than that, it's my work colleagues.
You have kids in
No kids. Might be in the future. I got married last year.
You got married last year,
exactly. So it's
nice.
That's the main relationship I prioritize outside of the band, which is my wife. But obviously, my parents call me sometimes. Xar minnek, like ma ċemplinant. That's something I struggle with personally, and something I have to emotionally learn how to make time for.
You should. I mean, look, jien kifet, like jien naħdem ħafna, and thankfully I'm very busy, but I have a bit of a like the routine thing, that's
everything has its place and
that's
its
what
space.
it is. I mean, it's not always perfect. Ġili
Mhux hekk some things crop
Ġili
up out of
my girl
nowhere.
isma, I'm going to be till 9 eżempju, or till 10, fuck it,
Exactly.
It's fine, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So my last question. Going forward with Electric and Railway Studios, big plans, albums, singles. What do you think is worth doing? Like, honestly, because we have this, before we started the podcast, we had this small discussion about, is it worth it to write an album? Because you obviously asked us about what our release is going to be. Is it worth having an album? Is it worth having a single? What obviously you're an expert in the industry, and you get to meet a lot of artists who give you opinions as well. So
I mean, I'm finding ħafna artisti qed ninħeġġiġhom jagħmlu EP. I think it's more feasible right now, and obviously because it's less songs, and I don't know, it's easier to manage. It won't burn out the artist. It will keep it exciting and fresh, and it will keep it fun. I think an album is a lot of work, and the reward just isn't enough for me personally right now.
The payout is no longer.
I mean, not financial. Even artistic joy.
The attention you get as well for the product is not as what it used to be.
Not at all. So I don't. Jien personalment qed naħdem fuq żewġ albums ġifieri tan-nies, imma jien personally with Red Electric assolutament m'hemmx pjani tal-album. We have enough songs for more than an album, ġifieri imma there's no plans for an album. EP, probably, maybe, but the album kif qed
no date yet, no idea.
Shay. We actually just finished a mix on a song li ħatkun kind of a closing song to this era of, we had 4 songs which are a bit more bandy.
Okay.
So Time Flies, Emotion Surgery, Fragile, fantastic. And now the 4th one is Now That I'm With You. So that's like gonna close off an era fejn konna qed nikbu naqra iktar,
band stuff.
Yeah. So where we're going next, we have no idea.
All right.
We need to sit down and get excited about something again, and I don't know what it's going to be.
And this came into my mind now because I think a lot of people watching this would probably be interested. Red Electric songwriting process. Where does it come from? As in, does Joe come up with some lyrics and come in? Does someone come up with a skeleton?
We never really had a formula. We never had a formula. It's always very collaborative.
So you meet up at the studio and you jam it out and you play around?
Everyone gets stuff with them. I mean, kolli ħafna like moods, kolli ħafna like bits here and there. Yo kolli chorus, ħafna drabi. I rarely write a verse.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is there something which goes into not wanting to write a verse?
I don't know why. I just find them hard, man.
It's like your mind is
I think verses are underrated, man. Like if you don't get the verse right, people aren't going to get to the chorus. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I get I get
you.
Joe. But anyway,
Joe's a fantastic songwriter.
Amazing.
Meta kien solo artist kien fenomenali.
Yes, ħafna.
Fil-fatt jiena kelli ħabib tiegħi kien idoq kitarra miegħu mal-band tiegħu.
Isaac.
U kont ngħidlu, Madonna man, he's going to do big things.
It's cool.
U kont ngħidlu ifoka inti ara li I knew that I thought he was going to go like abroad and do his thing abroad.
He went abroad for a while,
I remember something. He was studying production, abroad.
Sound engineering,
exactly.
Going back to songwriting, it's very collaborative in our case. Rarely is a song presented and it's ready, pjuttost just ideas. And then ħafna drabi, while for example, a common one would be like I'm working on the music with Ale or with whoever, Ivan.
Alejandro's another amazingly talented
Superstar.
human being.
And Joe would ħafna drabi like be on his phone and you think he's like watching, like seeing reels, but in reality he'll be writing, like he's the quietest writer ever.
Vera? Ma jagħmilx ħoss?
Le. Like he's not like one of these writers li jidħol fil-kamra jaqbad ikantar. He's singing in his head. It's amazing.
Istja.
And obviously we all contribute heavily in the melodies, you know, and in the lyrics, and it's very collaborative. It's always been like that.
That's nice.
I mean, for me, being in a band, that's a nice thing, you know, like isma, għandi dil-riff, x'taħseb, jew għandi dil-idea, x'taħseb, you know?
It's like bouncing ideas off each other, trying to get synergies.
And even in the studio with other people, I always feel like I create mini bands with people.
Fimtek.
You know?
Fimtek.
Because it's collaboration, you know?
Ekku.
Yeah.
Pete, tal-ġen, man.
Vera?
It was a really nice chat. I really enjoyed it.
Bomba.
I need a piece of paper and a pen from my lovely... Issa ħanajdlek. Mbagħad ħanaslu għal-parti oħra. Għandna żewġ partijiet oħra u nkunu ikkonkludejna.
Nice.
Prost, Ashby. It's always nice to speak to you and nice to see you. It's great.
Vera ek.
It's been a very long time.
Chili peppers.
Yeah, remember this?
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Kama tkun żmien is-sinta.
Jien 31.
In 31 għandek this.
Mela, man, meta tajt miegħek l-ewwel darba nasqas kelli 20 sena.
Tu inti 20 29?
31 dis-sena.
Jien 32 dis-sena. So,
The old guy in the room.
ħaniftħu l-art issa għal mistoqsijiet tal-pubbliku li huma John Paul u David. Ma nafx għandhom when in-house taken to a new level, istja.
Kelli xi ħaġa. Parti mill-proċess tal-writing and with other artists, speċi. Għax ovvjament mhux ħanejlek ikun hemm conflict of interest, imma tipo how much qatt kien hemm mument fejn tgħid istja di, like I'm allowing myself to grow, tipo, and you find yourself enjoying doing a different totally style li tgħid istja this isa mhux ħanejlek mhux isa tentazzjoni li tidħol f'da stil totalment, għax jiena dik imbagħad like hemm so many styles u ġilli titfoka ma fis-sessin they're all exciting. U ssib ruħek li tgħid Red Electric, I wish we can go here.
While I'm working with other people?
In terms of the concept of...
Yes, and I'm Metti.
We have a brand, we all have brands. U ġilli tgħid istra, will this fit for us? Are we allowing ourselves to grow, or are we disabling ourselves with one style? Għax nibżaw.
Tough one.
It's a tough one. I mean, so you're saying like when I'm working with people, if I get if I like feel like I'd want to go more in their direction, for example.
Working on so many different styles, does it not make you want to go into so many different things that it might?
Not really, like very actually. I mean,
you're able of keeping it in that box, so take this. Red Electric is the style. I don't feel it can.
Red Electric, we always change styles quite a bit. I don't feel we ever had a style.
I think style has shifted a lot as well. The understanding of a style nowadays is not what it used to be.
I don't think we're not like AC/DC. I mean,
no.
Nammerom AC/DC. Like they just do that fucking riffing for 20 albums. Yo, come on, yo.
You're a guitarist.
We're just not that active. The thing is with production, like I think the best productions li siru minn ħossina huma l-artisti li they have a very clear like vision of how they want to look, sound and everything. Jiġifieri mhux jiena qed nikkontribwixxi immens, but my job is like to help them get it out. So it doesn't really confuse me in what I want to in what I do with Red Electric in Hoss. You know, I mean, Jillian naħdem artist ngħid il-laru, that's really cool. Mhux ovvja. Le, ġieli tiġri, so.
You have a volume of clients, you're constantly seeing new clients. So it's one mentalment. How do you reprogram yourself to go into the studio with Red Electric then and work on that style which is in that box and you know what has to be?
It doesn't affect me.
It just comes naturally, probably.
It doesn't affect me at all. I mean, nilbes kappell differenti.
Yeah, dik l-kappell.
Le, nilbes kappell.
And bipolarity fija u koll, tipo, I have to be a perfect person now, you know, as in it's...
Yeah, like with Red Electric, I'm the performing artist, like recording artist. and with the other
You're also
projects,
the
I'm the
producer.
Yeah, I'm
Of
check.
rap.
Like, but I'm also it's also represents my identity as an artist as
Got
well.
it.
I mean, obviously, Joe would be the face and the kind of frontman type of
Mhux
thing,
hekk,
you know.
mhux hekk.
But everyone is in the band, and
Mhux
it's
hekk.
all our characters, you know.
Ekku.
Jiġifieri, yeah. Għalla ma tantx insiba problema ta' li nixxiftja.
Sick. Belġen.
Ejja ta'.
John Paul.
Thank you for that question. It was really interesting, issa.
By time, really, now you have more artists coming to your studio. Do you get to a point where you're more selective now? You say, okay, I can work with this artist, or this one probably is not my thing, so I'm going to
Definitely, mela. I mean, not because I have so much requests just because like if someone comes to me and they want to do a style which I just feel I'm not good at, ħanejtek, not even I don't like, I'm not good at. I will say, yes, my guys, I mean, no, you know, I mean, I can't do it. Ma nafx kif namela. You know what I mean? But generally, I feel that the artists are smart enough to know which producer works for them. So I don't really get that many requests which aren't my style. What is my style? You know, you know what I mean? Like a death metal band wouldn't come to me because they know I never produce death metal, as you. You know, even though I did actually a song with Beheaded.
Vera?
Yeah, kull ma kienet, they recorded like an acoustic thing.
All right.
So it was
Buzz,
fun.
imma.
Ma Frankek.
Ej, buzz.
Jiġifieri l-artisti, they most of the good ones, jiġifieri know that's part of being a good artist, you know, selecting the right producer
Fantastic.
for your thing.
And what is the main difference that you see from artists that you're currently working with 2025 compared to the ones when you started out? That's
Great question.
Vera tajba, I never thought of that actually.
I didn't think of that. I wish I
I
did.
never thought of that. I mean, 2012 kelli album tajb ħafna ma' Big Band Brothers, to be fair. U ma' Kafena, kelli affarijiet tajbin.
Kelli fil-karozza, meta kelli CD player fil-karozza.
Kienu tajbin, diġa dawk l-nis. Crooks kienu tajbin. No,
Crooks
but now, mux il-level tela naħseb, pero more in terms of like songwriting, nħossu tjib, you know what I mean? And even just knowing how they want to look and sound and everything, you know? Tiebu ħafna,
Fantastic.
honestly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, ovvjament, ilkom fi xena kif tgħid. Going from the time li kien hemm BMAs, MMAs, VMAs, to issa where there's no endorsement.
Video music
Video
awards.
music awards.
Issa l-lumġata ġest
Malta kienu?
għalija. Li kien
Hemm xi ħaġa ta'
Illum il-ġurnata social media awards għanna, dak iż-żmien kellna.
VMAs ta' min kienu?
Nsejt, ta'
VMA.
Kien hawn xi ħaġa nsejt.
Insomma,
Oh,
the
yeah,
BMAs
sorry,
mostly.
sorry.
Don't worry.
Tipo, there was so much endorsement from media outlets qabel, was like very, very, very little. Obviously, obviously ġitqar l-affari, like it became harder. But how do you project that it can be better at the moment? Miex ngħidlek li, ovvjament, and establishments can do their part, imma at which point can it be better? Will these still help jgħidu minn għada jirġu jibdew da kollu? Do you believe that the result will be as good?
The thing is, Dave, I feel like in general, is-saħħa tal-artist, mux Malta biss, naqset kullimkien. I mean, jien niftakar żmien fejn iltqajt ma' Steve Harris tal-Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Ġo toilet. Tħalt ġo bar Prago nara Steve Harris letteralment ħdejja.
Nice.
You know, anyway, it was like I saw God. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I mean, it's still if I see Steve Harris, it's still I'm seeing.
It's
you know?
but for you, yeah,
but in reality, I see people when they see Ed Sheeran in the street, it's not like they're going mad like they did before. So in general, is-saħħa tal-artist inħossa naqset naqra tifhem. So like BMAs, could this still be a thing? Ma nafx, I mean, I remember when we did the first BMAs, again, mux għat niftaħar bl-ebda mod,
Yeah,
imma
like the day, yeah.
people were asking for our autographs. Like,
It's ridiculous. It's amazing.
it's ridiculous. Like nowadays, you don't have a song on Bay Radio and people ask you for your autograph. You know what I mean?
Jisibu l-element ta' mystery, qabel kemm element ta' mystery ma kienx hemm social media. So inti bħala Peter Borg il-fatt li rajtek fit-triq.
Illum il-ġurnata nista' nara l-Instagram tiegħek.
Even actors. I was watching a podcast with Ben Affleck xi jumejlu. U beda jgħid li tipo inti fil-li tara l-naf pen badge li xkull jom dak ta' you. You're seeing him as a serial killer. And then all of a sudden you're going his Instagram and he's like eating an ice cream with a funny hat, you know? So it's like it removes a bit of that kind of the character.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It depends on how they treat
We're
their social media.
we're too accessible, and I think a bit of mystique not being always in people's faces, you know?
It also depends on what you're posting. I mean, if you just post photos of yourself with a guitar on your body, you know, they're just seeing the same thing they're seeing when they come see you on stage. If you're posting what you do throughout the day and these things, I think that shifts the perception of what actually what.
Did I answer your question? Did I answer it your question, yo?
There's no follow-up, not such a comment. I said before, like artists were put in this light of God, like.
Hey,
Step down from God, like to human. The value made. Fil-verità, it makes it more relatable, but makes it less of value enough.
I don't know, I just remember, like nara l-Ivan Greco li lira u dawn, like ma kontu mur nara concerts taħum meta kelli 16, 17, 18. I'm not saying I respect them less nowadays, I think they're still amazing, but they used to feel like gods. In Malta nitkellem, you know what I mean? That feeling, I don't feel it that much anymore. Not from my end, because I'm always a bit of a behind the scenes type of guy, you know. I don't see people flip over the singers in the same way they flip over the singers nowadays. I don't know if you guys feel any different. I don't know, you know.
The Eurovision changed my perspective a lot about that actually, because I didn't think so many people would care that we won the Eurovision. As in, it's very brash to say that, but I'd never thought that I would be having a coffee and someone would recognize me, come up to me and ask for a photo.
How cool.
For me, it was the...
Blew your mind. Cool.
And the fact that kept happening for a year, you know, that dwindled slowly, but it's unbelievable what can do to a profile of a band. That's my next question. Did you ever consider taking part in any sort of...
In Eurovision u hekk?
Anything. Brother Electric qed nitkellem, ġifieri għad kellek hekk f'moħħok tgħid nabdu nagħmlu għanek u.
Isma' mhux se nikdeb ta' ġifieri, jiena m'għandix like literally I feel
the profile that the band
No,
has.
I feel like I would I mean I've written for Eurovision, ġifieri why not
Mhux hekk.
perform
You've won it with Eras, no?
They had changed the song which was a bit shit.
Shit happens if you hate.
Le, mhux it was a
Malli terbaħ
it was a new rule from like the broadcasting obviously. Ma tux pieċir. Diki.
Have you ever considered it?
I wouldn't. Yes, I have considered it, yes. But, you know, it is what it is. And I think if you're in the pop scene, just go all in. Don't go like you're halfway pop, you're halfway indie. You know, you're either going to be super cool, super indie and this. Or else if you're pop, just do pop. The platforms available to you to take your music to the next level. Like, jiena meta għamiltu Eurovision, tom rajtu ma kart kalleja. Jiġifieri, kont għandu. And mela, kont nara għandu. And I told him, this is amazing, you know. I swear on my life. I said, this is amazing. Like, I really liked your song and your whole stage thing. And ġiret nitkellem fuq il-actual show, not the one in Malta.
Fimtek.
So, mela, you're a pop band. You have that platform available, then do it too.
Fantastic.
Why not?
It's really great to hear. It might give some bands courage hearing it coming from you, ġifieri. L-aħħar ħaġa. Għandi biċċa karta u bajro. Għandi r-ras dinfetaħ bażikament. U kull persuna li tiġi qed iħallilna nota żgħira. Għal meta niġu biex il-prodott fl-aħħar tal-ħaġa kollha. Meta niġu biex nirlisjaw naqraw dawn l-affarijiet u nagħmlu another piece of content.
Vera? Cool. So what
just write whatever you like, as in just basically anything that's on your head and you want us to know, or that you want to tell us in the future, or you want to tell people that will be watching the content in the future as well.
Okay. So, and then I sign it?
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally with your name in block letters. So I can recognize it.
Yeah, my writing is terrible.
Vera?
Oh, you kont infalli mill-azmamiet.
I think all musicians have this. Mela, waddabuli.
Thank you, brother.
Ija tiegħi, nagħmlu reklami l-kumpanija. Nagħmlu reklami għall-kumpanija. Jien dejjem kitba l-ewwel, bil-forsi tikolli l-kitba nkella nintilef. Okay. Distant sound of handwriting.
Musa għod niktab thank you tal-istudent.
Oh, le.
I mean, da kan nidilkom għawek, you know what I mean?
I know you're thankful.
Tipo, I'm extremely thankful. L-istudent, honestament. Like, I don't really get invited to interviews.
We're super thankful that you came. Thank you very much. Apprezzo. Thanks.
Let me actually write my name properly, because I just signed for some reason.
I told you black letters, man.
Peter Borgo.
What
There
WC.
you go, my friend.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your attendance, Bri.
Xej, eh? Thank you ħafna.
Issa,
Ħadbas.
I forgot an integral part. Għanna ras oħra għalik u keychain
Nice, eh? Vera dik għalija?
u għandek ismek fuqa Peter
Oh, way,
Borg.
kemmi cool. Illa, this is gonna be amazing for the studio, man.
Eżatti, sibi. Għanflaqtajt l-istoria ta' meta għamilna podcast.
Love
U jek ma
it.
jkollux
Thank you
views,
ħafna,
satejt
man.
għamilna podcast laħ mara.
I really like it, man.
Talċe.
Thank you.
I'm glad you like it, man.
Thank you ħafna.
Thanks again for coming,
Thank
man.
you. Xej, għal-żajja.
King it.
Bomba.